Welcome to 30-Second Star, the first and only show that profiles popular commercial actors that we all know by sight and product, but we don't know by name. Today, I have a very special show. You may have seen my first profile on Brandon Moynihan, the actor who portrayed Captain Obvious in all those amazing Hotels.com TV commercials. Actually, as the YouTube numbers confirm, many of you have, and I want to thank you so much for that. He is the most popular profile 30-Second Star has ever done. With the changes I made in format, which now includes not only a profile with lots of photos of the actor, but an interview via Zoom, I wanted to extend an invitation to our most popular commercial actor. He was kind enough to say yes, and he has a bit of news to share, as you can clearly see by the title of this episode. So now, here he is, Brandon Moynihan on 30-Second Star again. Hello, there he is. Hi, Brandon.
So good to see you, Gail. It's been a while, right?
Oh, it sure has. Oh my goodness, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great. I am so super excited. Welcome to 30-Second Star.
Thanks. It's great to be here.
Oh, thank you so much. Brandon, you are such a superstar, and it's so nice to talk and see you this time because when I did the profile back in 2018, it was all photos, you know, and email correspondence. So it's just really nice to see you in front of me. It's awesome.
It's great to see you too, and I just have wanted to do this for so long. I feel like so many things got in the way of doing this, and I'm just glad we're finally making it happen.
I understand a lot has happened with Hotels.com. First of all, how many years had you been portraying Captain Obvious?
I was lucky enough to do it for 8 years, and it was fantastic. It was just a thrill ride of crazy stuff. I got to travel to so many amazing places. I got to work with so many amazing people. It was just one ridiculously exciting thing after another. Thankful for every second.
We, your fans, when you're watching, can see the silliness and the craziness, but for you personally, what was so kind of crazy and fun about it?
Hotels.com allowed me to just be my authentically crazy self. I feel like the joke in most of the auditions that I've been in are that, you know, you can't take this too big, and then they would say, well, maybe you took it a little too far. But Hotels.com was really great about just letting me improv, and they're very open to my ideas as well. And because the character is so much myself, my sort of crazy self, they really allowed me to embrace that, and it was always fun. It was, of course, work, and it's sometimes hard to enjoy it when it's happening. But it was always a really fun experience. So.
That's always so interesting to me to find out how much of the character that you're playing is actually you, and so it sounds like a lot of it was you.
It is so much me that I have a hard time not falling into that sort of character.
What was the audition process like for you, those very first few auditions?
I knew it was a bigger audition. It seemed like a lot of the big commercial actors there. I really felt like I had a good idea of my take on this character. They had a page of dialogue, and I went way off script, and I wound up, I think, apologizing to the guy behind the camera and saying, "Oh man, I'm sorry you had to follow me down that rabbit hole." Second audition, I felt much more comfortable. They were throwing questions to me, and I felt like in the character I had a good command of it and a really clear idea of how I wanted the character to be. So I left that audition. I got into my car and started heading back home, and I got a call to come back about an hour later, so I thought that was probably a good sign. But I didn't know how big it was going to be. I didn't know it was a spokesperson role, so I was just really excited to maybe get a trip to Mexico.
Yeah, no, that was one of my next questions. Did you know it was going to be such a prominent character?
Right, you know, initially, thankfully, I didn't know how big it would be. I feel like I probably would have been a lot more nervous in the audition had I known. So we shot a lot of spots for the original rollout. It seemed like it was really well received and really good for the brand, and people really liked the character. So
that's always good. How did you find out, and how did you feel when you booked it?
You always love it when you when you see your agent's number come up. The auditioning process is the big obstacle, getting through that. And so once you book the job, it's great. You get to go down and do your thing. So,
has playing this character for so long changed your life in any way, and being recognized on the street?
It has, in a lot of good ways. I feel like it's the perfect amount of recognizability in that, I'm not like Brad Pitt walking around with paparazzi or anything, but it's always really nice to be acknowledged for your work.
On the first profile that I did, I mean, there are so many wonderful, positive comments, and you are well loved, most definitely. Playing the Captain Obvious character, has it helped you in the audition process, getting, seen more? How did that translate?
Well, because the campaign was so big, I didn't really do a lot of other acting gigs. Being a corporate spokesperson, you definitely don't want to do anything that's considered not on brand. I also have 3 kids. One of the ways that it really changed my life, I have spent every second with my kids. I get to wake up with them, I get to take them to school, I get to pick them up. So I feel like it really gave me a lot of time with my family, which was just priceless.
So important. Yeah, absolutely.
I was born to be a dad.
Aww, wonderful.
It's my most important role.
Absolutely, that's beautiful. After all these years, Hotels.com decided to move into a different direction and discontinue the character.
Mm-hmm.
If you're comfortable speaking to that, when did you find out, and how did you find out?
I found out earlier this year, and they, I don't think there's any real great way to tell someone that, that it's over. I'm thankful for all of the experiences. Like I said, I got to work with different directors on each spot, different actors. It was just an amazing experience where I got to work with so many talented people. I thought the character had so much more life left, and I enjoyed the character so much. I was just sad that the character wasn't still out there in the world. That was the saddest part for me. The response to it seemed really nice. The character to me was very innocuous. He was always coming from a good place. He might have had some dry humor and poke fun at people, but I feel like it was always coming from a good place. So to me, it's sad, it's, I love the character. I thought, I wanted it to go on forever. But one door closes and another opens, and
absolutely.
I'm excited to do more new and exciting things.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It might have been kind of fun if, you got married to, someone and she was all in, captain gear and maybe the little kids and, they could have expanded it, but yeah, that happens. But just as you say, now you don't have to hold back. You can explore different avenues, other opportunities, and maybe you've even started already if you want to share. If you're comfortable.
I took the summer off to spend a lot of time with my family. We did some old school road tripping around the country, which was fantastic. I did a movie in the spring, which I'm excited about, and I can't really talk about it. It's not a huge, it's not a huge blockbuster, but it's a fantastic script, and it's a director who I worked with on the Hotels.com campaign. So I think it's in post-production right now. So I'm excited about that, and maybe that'll lead to more film roles, and doing film and television would be very nice. But I'm also a writer. I like to direct things. I do my own comedies.
Oh, you are very good.
Now that I've been released from the shackles of my corporate gig, I'm free to do the type of comedy that I like to do, which is exciting.
Hopefully you'll be sharing with us what's happening next, and with 30 Second Star, this is your platform as well. Anytime you want to share anything with your fans, just let me know, because we're very interested, and we want to see what's coming next for you in your career. Thank you again, Brandon, for joining me and sharing everything, and for the Captain Obvious character. You entertained us, you made our hearts warm, and we always have YouTube. We can go back and see your spots.
It's an absolute pleasure, Gail, and so thankful to be on 30-Second Star. It's great. You're the best. You're my biggest fan, and I'm so appreciative of it. And for your interest. Any like I said, I'll take all the attention I can get.
That means a lot. Thank you. Brandon, words can't express how thankful I am that you joined us today. I enjoyed it immensely, and I'm sure your fans enjoyed seeing you and hearing about the next moves you're going to make in your career. If you're like me, you're a little sad to see the character go, but like I've been telling you for the last decade, these commercial actors who portray brand characters have so much more talent than they're able to show us in a quick 30 seconds. And Brandon Moynihan is going to get a chance to show us the full scope of just how incredibly talented he is. Best of luck, Brandon. I will definitely be keeping my eye out, ready to share all the great new things you're doing as you grow your career. Well, that's it for now. I'll be back next time with another 30-Second Star.